Good morning, duelists. Yo, what's up, boys and girls? It's your boy Elemental Hero Liquid Soldier here, fresh out of the shower, and I get word that there's a new ban list for the Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game out right now. So, this is gonna be my live reaction to it. Actually, let me grab a shirt. I don't know what I'm doing. I just got a little bit too excited for this ban list, and I probably don't need the refreshing, crisp taste of this delicious Red Bull this early in the morning, but you know, let's go into it. Okay, so we have the list up here. Effective May 17th, 2022. So ASAP Rocky today, they want this list in place. This is crazy. The next update after this will be in a few months. They're still pissed. Anyways, okay, so previous list was February 7th. This list will remain in effect until May 17th. So just today. Okay, let's go ahead and go into it. Protoss still banned, that's great. Let's see, anything else? Mecha Phantom Beast Auroradon! Yo! Banned! Banned! Meow Mew! Predaplant Verte Anaconda! This is insane! This is crazy! This is oh my god, I cannot believe it. So Mecha Phantom Beast Auroradon was an important part of the Halki-Fibrax combo line. Essentially, if you once you comboed off with your deck and your opponent was able to interrupt your combos, you could go into this as a backup plan or use this to bait out things for your primary engine. Prank Kids Meow Mew being banned on this list too is so great. That means that your Prank Kids cards can no longer convert off of just one singular option. And then Predaplant Verte Anaconda does hurt so bad for so many decks. Do I think that Fusion Destiny really will be played still with this hit? We'll have to see what they did to Fusion Destiny, but this is huge. This is enormous. God, that's so big. If you do not know, Predaplant Verte Anaconda is one of the strongest cards to ever be printed inside the game more recently, with the effect that if any two effect monsters are on the board, you can make them for this monster. This monster can essentially turbo out any fusion card from your deck. So you could do Super Poly, which is already super powerful. Polymerization, pretty low impact, but then you have bigger and better cards like Red Eyes Fusion and also Fusion Destiny for the Destroy Phoenix Enforcer. Crazy! Crazy! I'm already losing my mind. Well, God, this is hitting harder than I thought. Okay, so let's keep on going. Nothing else, just those three. That does so much for the ban list. Oh my god, that's nuts. Mecha Phantom Beast Auroradon, Prank Kids Meow Mew, and Predaplant Verte Anaconda. Actually insane. Actually insane. Rip headphone users. All right, on to the limited section. We got Jet Synchron was forbidden. Okay, that's still not too bad. I think this card was also kind of hit for the Halki-Fibrax line, and then also Auroradon was kind of still a problem, but you know, interesting indeed. Perform Pal Monkey Board. That's also kind of funky. This card was banned before for similar types of pendulum shenanigans, but okay, interesting. I don't know. I actually don't know how it's going to affect it too much. Red Rose Dragon being limited is good. This was an interesting starter instead of the 3-access Rose Dragon combo line. So, okay, interesting. And then Yatagarasu, the legacy card, boy, is off the ban list. There's a few people that are pretty happy about this one right here. But limited for Yatagarasu is pretty cool. This card is not really doing much. It's probably not going to do much inside of it. There's probably going to be some videos being like, let's break Yatagarasu in 2022. But for the most part, it does nothing. Christian Halki-Fibrax is being limited, and Shooting Riser Dragon being limited too. I don't really know what these two do, I'm gonna be honest. Most people are only playing usually one copy inside of their deck anyways. Maybe what it was to facilitate, like you have to be able to play into it, you don't have any follow-up, you are committing to Halki-Fibrax. But ultimately speaking, when you go into Halki-Fibrax, at least in the current era, this was before Mecha Beast Auroradon was banned, typically speaking, that would be game anyways, and Shooting Riser Dragon is fascinating, but yo, whatever. Yo! Wait a minute. Big change. Change of heart. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Change of Heart is a classic Yu-Gi-Oh! Staple. Most DM players and most Duel Monsters players will recognize this as a classic power spell. and now being limited is kind of interesting. I don't know, I can see people saying interesting because I just don't know how this really impacts the meta too much. So for example, Change of Heart is a very strong, very powerful form of removal and taking. This is probably going to be in a little bit of side decks along copies of Mind Control. Previously, Mind Control was not really played inside of side decks or inside of main decks, but this, along with Mind Control, effectively making them at 2 copies, really does change something. This Change of Heart is going to change everything. That's DZ's next title, trust. Change of Heart, really cool. Very, very cool. I like that. I like that. Then Time Seal, limited was forbidden. This makes sense. I think that's completely fine. Okay, so Destiny Hero Malicious as semi-limited. Feels bad. Pour one out for the boy. Okay, Dynamite Knight, the true Draco fighter. Also really interesting. Was limited. Now it's back to semi-limited. That's fine. I think that I think True Dracos haven't really done a whole lot recently. They might see a little more uptick in play. This card is pretty strong, but yeah, either way. Cyber Angel Ben 10 being at semi-limited now, was limited before, is kind of a cool hit, or a cool buff to Drytron. You know, recently had Ava even taken away, and Ben 10 is a consistency booster, but at the same time, I think Ava really is one of the bigger problem cards. Ben 10 being at semi-limited, I don't think will change very much, but we'll probably see some experimentation. Fire Formation Tanky at 2 for semi-limited is a very welcome change. I think that limited makes absolutely no sense when you have Fractal at 3. It does allow you to, I will say a little bit, change the number of Fractal or other powerful, impactful beast monsters that you can play inside of your deck. Will we see this come back to 3? Unknown. I think that they probably saw that there was at limited and didn't really change much for. Tri-Brigade is my theory behind why this is currently back, but interesting. Pod Desires, I'm not excited about this one. I'm really not excited about this one. Pod Desires is an ultimately, maybe 2 does make sense. I think I maybe said that, I'm not 100% certain, but I think this card at 3 copies is pretty unfortunate. It creates bad interactions with your opponent. So for example, if it's the first card you play, you essentially have to ash the card because, well, it's a free draw too. So it creates this really bad interaction where you trade 1 for 1 for your opponent, and you have to trade it. So then it allows and enables your other combo pieces or your other board presence cards, essentially, to go off and gain value. So Ash Blossom, being a very powerful hand trap, essentially gets checked by Pot of Desires, ultimately making it less effective against decks that it might be effective against. So Pot of Desires, really cool for certain decks. I'm kind of somewhat concerned, but we'll just have to see. A Trickstar Light Stage is fine. A Wall Revealing Light, fine. I guess both fine. And then finally on to the no longer on the list section, we have Night Assailant, Trishula, Dragon Bearer of the Ice, both really good. Salamangreat Mirage Stalio, oh, very, very good. Doesn't really make sense it's on there. And then a Hero Lives, baby, woo! Let's go! 3 Hero Lives is just good. Honestly, I think a lot of people might only play 2 copies because, or maybe not. That sounds completely stupid. Hero Lives is a very strong, powerful card. It just enables so many good combos with going first and going second heroes. I think it's a great choice to bring it to 3 unbiasedly, and I think we'll be playing heroes for continued formats. That's really nice. Salamangreat Circle. By the way, I'm sorry, I gotta go back to Hero Lives here. God, that's so good. Finally, it made no sense going to semi-limited right before, but Hero Lives going to 3 is good. Salamangreat Circle is great. I think this is a good bring back, I guess, from semi-limited. It should have gone to 3 copies no matter what. Essentially, Circle just allows a little bit of consistency boost for an already existing rogue deck being Salamangreat. I do think Gazelle could probably come back to 3, maybe 2 copies. I'm not quite sure why they're so afraid of Gazelle, maybe because it does enable some shenanigans that you do have, but that's perfectly fine. I think Circle is good. I love Salamangreat. It's one of my most favorite decks of all time. So that's great to see that come back to 3 and really add that consistency. And then Scapegoat makes sense. Scapegoat, for those who don't know, was limited and then semi-limited. It essentially enabled a lot of crazy shenanigans for link climbing, and I'm sure some people could probably take advantage of this in decks that play, I don't know, Pot of Extravagance, which usually means that you don't really need the extra deck anyways. Scapegoat is another way for weaker decks to push for game, and you can link climb into stuff, but realistically, then you're fitting like 4, maybe even 5 or 6 cards inside of your extra deck that you probably are going to get into Be-Rude for or otherwise. It's an okay card, and I think that going at 3 is completely fine. So, wow, what a list. Oh my god, this was a heavy list. It was about damn time, I will say. So one of the biggest things and biggest complaints is that the last couple ban lists have been really unimpactful. And maybe that was them testing the waters and seeing what was going on, but this list here just slaps it right in the face. So many cards, unlimited, banned, forbidden, semi-limited. It just, this is crazy. This is an actual format shaking and format breaking ban list. And I'm super excited to play in the new list. Before I was like, I don't really want to play. These decks are kind of lame. This kind of sucks. But now the best decks of the format might not change too much. Just looking off this list, inherently Tri-Brigade branded is probably going to be very strong. But man, oh man, oh man. Hero lives at 3. We got to play some heroes. Salamangreat Circle, got to test out with our Salamangreats. This is going to be really cool. As far as the state of Fusion Destiny goes, I do think people might still play the Fusion Destiny engine inside of their deck. Predaplant Verte Anaconda realistically was the enabler for the line that you could get to into something like Dragoon or into a DPE, but it's such a powerful advantage engine that having it at 2 copies and then you have your 2 bricks are ultimately probably fine. So big things, Change of Heart, that's super big. Kalki Fibrax, I'm not quite sure what that's gonna do. Just a quick run through. Yatagarasu, welcome back, baby. Man, I really don't know. These bans right off the rip were huge. Mecha Fantasy of Rorodon, Prank Kids Nyhmnim, and Predaplant Verte Anaconda. What a day for Yu-Gi-Oh! God bless America, and God bless the TCG, baby. Let's go, Cake Kona. Oh, that's so sick. Gazelle, one day you'll come back, and I'll really miss you. Anyways, I think that's pretty much all I'm going to say on this list right now. What do you guys think of the new Forbidden and Limited list? This is exciting. I'm going to go dry off the rest of my hair because I just realized when I go to this view, it looks terrible. But I'm so excited. This is crazy. Heroes Forever. A Hero Lives. It truly does. Salamangreats. I don't know. It's going to be so cool. What do you guys think of it? Let me know what decks you're going to be playing in the upcoming format if you're playing the TCG. If not, then I'll see you on Master Duel. Yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out.